Hey, what's up guys? This is Faryam again, back with a new Minecraft Dungeons video. In the past days, we got our hands on so much information about the upcoming Hidden Depths DLC from Minecraft Dungeons, which is gonna drop on the 26th of May. I mean, with the past teasers, we already saw some new weapons, new armor, of course also new artifacts popping up, and I think we can already guess kinda which enchantments are also gonna be introduced with these new weapons and armor, so this is pretty much gonna be my speculative take on all those things. So we're gonna analyze pretty much what we can see of this splash art image. We're gonna talk about the new weapons that are going to pop up, as well as the pieces of armor. So we're going to talk about the enchantments, which I think are going to be included with this new DLC. So guys, it's my take on it. This is not 100% confirmed, but I think it's going to be really awesome to talk about them. So guys, let's get right to it. Okay, so here we have the official art for the Minecraft Dungeons Hidden Depths DLC. What I did for this video is pretty much Photoshop out every single character, which you can see in the middle. So we have 4 characters with the different pieces of armor and different weapons in their hands. So we're gonna talk about each of them right now. So first off, we have this guy. He definitely wears a common variant of this turtle type of armor. I think it's going to be called something like the turtle shell armor. Of course, the amount of HP and the power level really don't matter right here, but a very logical thing to have on turtle armor is a 30% chance to negate hits. I mean, I was also thinking about plus 35% damage reduction, but that wouldn't make a lot of sense because turtles, sea turtles in particular, actually don't have the ability to pretty much get into their shell, so they're always kind of vulnerable, and their shield on their back will of course give them a chance to negate hits, but that would be already a pretty interesting enchantment, which we can see popping up on it. And then a second enchantment, I think a plus 50% oxygen capacity increase could be very logical. I mean, if you look at, for example, the Creeping Winter DLC, we also had some frost resistance right there. I don't think these enchantments are very awesome because they aren't really useful in other DLCs or, for example, for the mainland, but it would be very logical to see something popping up like that. It wouldn't make the turtle shell armor a very interesting piece of armor for me personally, but of course, every DLC piece of armor we already saw so far wasn't very powerful in my opinion. And honestly, if we look at the top tier pieces of armor right now, they're still on the mainland. I mean, we didn't see any crazy pieces of armor popping up on the DLCs, but I sincerely hope the dev team is going to be very creative with these and add some very cool, unique new enchantments. Then, of course, we also have the unique variant, the turtle armor. This one will also have the 30% chance to negate hits, a plus 50% oxygen capacity, but maybe also, I don't know, but I think it could be pretty cool to see a tanky piece of armor with also a plus 50% soul gathering, because turtles are kind of smart creatures. Also, if you look at all the lores of different games and of course also about tales in real life, turtles can be ancient creatures, right? They have a lot of knowledge, a lot of intellect, let's say. Soul gathering can allow them to, I don't know, perform a little bit extra magic. I think it would definitely make sense to add a magical touch to this armor. It would make you a little bit tanky, but at the same time, the knowledge that you gather during a level, let's say the souls you gather during a level, will make you a little bit more powerful. But guys, seriously, if you also have an interesting take on these pieces of armor and the weapons which I'm going to showcase in this video, just leave them in the comments down below. I'd love to talk about them. I'd love to speculate with you guys about what we can expect to pop up as enchantments on these new items. Anyways, moving on to the next item, this guy also wields a coral dagger. I think everybody can agree with that. It would be called something like this. It's not gonna deal a lot of damage, but of course it would have a special effect. You know that coral is pretty painful, right? If you step onto it, sometimes it can even be poisonous. So in this case, I think it would be a dagger that will deal even more damage after every single landed hit. So for example, if you hit an enemy, it will poison it. If you hit it another time, it will apply a second stack of poison, going to, let's say, 5 to 10 stacks, so you'll be able to deal more and more damage to an enemy depending on how many times you hit it. I think it could be a pretty cool and interesting new enchantment to see, and of course also something that can pop up on new items which you find with, for example, the Ancient Hunts. Moving on to the next character, we have the Squid Armor. This is definitely going to be the common or rare variant of the Glow Squid Armor, which we also saw in the previous teaser, where the character constantly wears this piece of armor, and of course we saw it in action, so that means we can already guess which enchantments are going to be available on that one. So first off, of course, we saw that the character, every time when it rolls or dashes through the water, it pretty much emits ink. So that could disorient enemies every time when you roll or dash, of course. And next up, we also have a plus 50% movement speed aura. It was kind of difficult to spot this, but somebody also reached out to me via Discord. I want to say a big thanks to 1009 Subber. He also said you might have missed or didn't notice that the Squid Armor has a speed aura, and that is exactly what we see in this little teaser, guys. There will definitely be a speed aura on this guy. So yeah, I think it's pretty cool to see a new speedrun type of armor popping up in this Hidden Depths DLC. And of course, we can also already talk about the weapon which he's wielding. And this is obviously a trident. So this is already a weapon which is available in the regular Minecraft game. You can throw it and you can also fight melee with it. So I think it's also very logical to think about a enchantment that can allow us to throw this weapon. Maybe it's gonna have a very long reach. It could work a little bit like a ranged weapon. So for example, if you click on an enemy which is a little bit further away from you, it will throw your weapon. But if it gets very close to you, you will automatically just poke with it pretty much. So the trident will have some different combat or different weapon and attack animations. I think that could be very interesting if we can see something like that popping up, because it would be the very first type of its kind pretty much in Minecraft Dungeons. Next up, pretty much my favorite character on this teaser. We have the Glow Squid Armor, obviously, right there. It's slightly lighter in comparison with the regular Squid Armor, but I think we can all agree that this is going to be Glow Squid Armor. Then, of course, it's going to have a certain amount of HP. Also, the plus 15% movement speed aura, as well as the disorient enemies when rolling. Always the same hard-baked enchantments in there. And then, as third enchantment, I think it would be very awesome if we can see a plus 50% artifact damage popping up on this one. I mean, it would definitely make the armor quite interesting to use. It's gonna be pretty squishy. It's gonna make you a glass cannon pretty much, but at the same time, you will be able to speedrun your way through levels and also deal a lot of damage at your enemies at the same time. And of course, if you're in trouble, because it will make you a glass cannon, you could just roll or dash away, and this will disorient your enemies. So yeah, it could have a pretty nice synergy to it. And then as weapon, I am very excited about this one. I mean, the looks are really cool. I think this one is going to be called the Golden Anchor. This is also a name which they found when data mining for more information about the DLC in Minecraft Dungeons. So it is definitely logical to call it exactly like this. In my previous teaser breakdown, I actually used some different words for it, because of course it also definitely looks like a sword kind of thing, because you have the sword guard where the character actually holds the weapon. Then you also have it look like a pickaxe pretty much. But a golden anchor is definitely a very awesome name for it. And then of course anchors, yeah, if you are on a boat, if you throw your anchor in the sea, it pretty much keeps you at that very position. So I think it's also logical to think about an enchantment that can pin enemies to the ground pretty much every time when you hit them. Not very much like the chains enchantments, which is of course the icon I used for it, but this type of weapon would have a 100% chance to pin enemies, but not all the enemies around it, only the very enemy that you actually hit with the weapon. And of course after a couple seconds it would break the pinning enchantment or effect, and then it can chase you down again. But I think this would be a very interesting enchantment to use against, for example, faster enemies that can easily outrun you. So you just pin them to the ground, you run away, and every time when they get a little bit closer once again, you just hit them with your anchor blades and you run away again. So yeah guys, there you have it, my speculative take pretty much on these new weapons and armor coming up for the Hidden Depths DLC on the 26th of May for Minecraft Dungeons. Of course, if you also have a suggestion or an idea, just leave it in the comments down below about which enchantments you think are gonna pop up for these items. And yeah, if you like this format in general, make sure to hit that like button, as I spend a lot of time and of course editing for making these videos. It would be very awesome to see if you guys want to see more of this. We can definitely do more speculative videos in the coming days, because I'm gonna cover a lot more of these teaser videos in the coming days. So yeah guys, if you are new to the channel, don't hesitate to subscribe, as there is so much more coming your way. And if you enjoyed the video, as always, hit that like button. Right now though, it is 4 AM out, so I'll see you in the next video, or of course on the Discord. Guys, till next time, peace.